Hello lovelies. I'm linking an article from the Sydney Morning Herald and I'm linking a YouTube video. The YouTube video is Russell Brand and it's something very important that everybody needs to listen to, take in and act on. And the Sydney Morning Herald article to read is one example of the desecration, rape, pillage of this earth, of this continent, of the abuse of animals, and of your destroyed right to live for a living, to live as a human being on this little speck of dust, this earth, this little spaceship of ours. That is our birthright. And what is happening is individuals, powerful individuals, such as Gil Bates and massive corporations, they own you nearly. They're taking your soul. They're taking your very... What is the point of us even continuing to be born when you can't live your life, you can't live on this planet growing food, just the basics, growing your own food, eating your own healthy choice of food, and just living, supporting yourself from wherever you are on this earth, your local area, using what you need resource-wise in balance with the ecosystem, with everything around you. And people are taking it upon themselves to destroy this planet, to irreversibly remove your right to be a human being, and irreversibly in the human being's lifespan, just say while human beings are still on this planet as a species, they will take us past the tipping point where human beings will never get to live in a healthy ecosystem that is sustainable of their lives. In the article, it's an article about a huge dairy farm that's been operating in Australia since 1825, and it was bought by a Chinese company. And these things, they are bought. They're not sold. They're bought. And we are talking dead cows in the effluent system. We are talking no water for cows that are being milked. We are talking no food for days on end for these starved, sentient beings who are having huge physical and emotional amounts of pain inflicted on them by people that do not care. They want to control what you eat and drink, and they want to control the bucks from it. Wake up, please, and realize what a crisis this is. Okay, so it's not just dairy farming or everything. It's Monsanto and Bayer forming together and just steamrolling over the planet, forcing you just to eat these ginormous monocrops which destroy diversity and the richness of the earth. And we all need to individually be able to create even a tiny chance for ourselves by demanding now that we live as human beings, as creatures of this earth that can be born, raised, live and survive, and then die on this earth as free people with choice, with health, with our human nobility. And, think of it, you can think of it as a spiritual war against the planet, against, there is hate. There is hate in this. Mark my words. This is evil. Don't shrug at an agenda being talked about. Please don't ignore and call things that C word, heresy. It's just a conspiracy. It's only this. It's only that. No, this is reality. You're there, just do it, and then just try to think about what you can do to secure something for yourself and for your family. You're just a consumer. We're just consumers. We're just, we are the assets, from birth. We're owned. Do you want to be owned, or do you want to be free? Get some chickens. Get whatever you think you can harvest and kill and prepare yourself. Maybe this isn't something like a pig, because that's tricky. It's tricky stuff. But, can you get some chickens? Can you eat eggs? Can you have a sheep? Can you have 10 sheep? Can you have an adjustment and share costs with other families and have a small herd of sheep, and use the services of tradespeople, of the way things would be done. And you could have, if you don't do it yourself, you can have someone come and prepare your food, and you can live off that so sustainably and easily, because you're not going to be able to go in and buy the choice you want. Look at how everything is. It's all these little packages. It's not real food. Thousands of ingredients, single serve. It's getting you used to this is what food is. There's no connection to where it came from. You're not actually honoring anything by being vegan. You're not, you need to support the human animal as well, and that is to support, farming practices which are so-called humane, animal-ane, I don't know. Farmers care greatly on small farms. Farmers care so deeply for their animals. I mean, the animals are the livelihood. They're not neglected. They are very well cared for. We must reject big ag, but we must reject feedlots. We must reject, pigs in small pens, the sow stalls. And actually chickens that are free range, fake free range, because they suffer more. Chickens, you've heard of pecking order, right? Chickens suffer when they're free range, they are constantly at each other. They're actually worse off than it being in a cage, getting on with their little group, very friendly, happy, full feathers maybe. Sure, they're not moving around, but they are not at that constant, in that constant battleground, like a schoolyard with knives, okay, where they're getting their eyes pecked out, where they don't have a moment's rest, where they really actually can't, display natural behavior. You're better off in other way having your own. Okay, chickens to cattle, whatever it is, we just can do it in a way which doesn't make the animal suffer throughout their actual life. Yes, I know we murder them for our own health, but in this process we are not destroying land, and we are not destroying our own bodies and our own health. You're not going to have this choice very long, okay? This is it. So I just wanted to say that. I'm going to link an article so you can see the type of hell that people who just care about the dollar and know nothing about farming, why people and corporations are allowed to buy up large tracts of land, heritage land, traditional land in America, in Australia, in New Zealand, is unfathomable, and it's unconscionable for this to be going on. Okay? Just give it some thought, please. Okay. This is the stuff that all last year, and this is what has driven me to be beside myself, and I had to stop talking about it. And then you get into other things, and then you can't win that way because, people say if we all just dumped our smartphones, if we dropped them, well, could any sort of injection certificate be brought in? No, but then maybe would we just get chipped inside our own bodies rather than having something on our smartphones, right? Or tattooed, perhaps tattooed in the ear like you do with a mug or a dog when they've been spayed or neutered, so I don't know. I mean, is that any good? We lose a lot when we lose technology, I guess. But think about, I guess, what we really need. What can you survive with if if you're not able to even provide yourself with food? Do you know any animal that survives and makes it in this world when they're not able to survive, when they're not able to provide themselves with their own food? Food and shelter. Food and shelter. Our shelters are prisons, and our food is going to be lab grown, or it's going to come from raped earth. When agriculture blows through, this land is destroyed. There's not, the soil is destroyed. Not only are there billions of, birds, rodents, insects, like all sorts of mammals and all sorts of animals, all types of animals, murdered for agriculture, all the waste that comes from that, all the water that goes into that, not only those things, but these are the things that destroy your gut, your brain health, your organ health, your, whereas, how much damage does one cow do? Not a lot, and it's regenerating the earth, and that earth can be used over and over again in a cycle, and your body and brain is healthy, and you're much calmer. Anyway, I didn't want to start talking about veganism again or anything like that. This has gone on 10 minutes longer than I thought it would. I'm not saying anything more, I guess, anything much. I didn't prepare anything. I just wanted to say I'm linking something that I'd like you to look at if you aren't aware of certain things. Maybe it'll open your eyes.